Hello there, and welcome to another episode of 95 and Thriving. Today, we're going to be talking about 6 reasons why you are living paycheck to paycheck. 6 reasons why you might be living from paycheck to paycheck. It simply means that you are not able to survive financially if you do not get the salary for the next month. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is simply sharing from my experience, some mistakes I have made, and those that I have seen colleagues make, and also people that I mentor. For your financial advice, you probably should always speak to a financial advisor. And with that said, let's get into the video. Now, living paycheck to paycheck is a reality for many individuals, even those who are gainfully employed, and because we are really focusing today on people who have a job. This financial train of just living from paycheck to paycheck can be incredibly disheartening, especially when you are working so hard, worked for several years, and yet you seem to not be able to live the life that you genuinely desire. Now, there are several factors that contribute to this situation, because the first thing to always think is, I need to earn more. Well, according to CNN, they found out that more families making over $150,000 are living paycheck to paycheck. Okay. Several other surveys have found out that more people, even in the UK, earning over £100,000 are being squeezed and practically living paycheck to paycheck. So this is not a function of what I get. It seems to be more about how do I manage what I get. And I think that understanding the reason for this is important in breaking free from the circle of financial insecurity and begins to help you pave the way for a more sustainable and prosperous future. That said, what is number one? Number one reason why people live from paycheck to paycheck, well, it's the high cost of living. Since the pandemic, it just seems like prices have doubled, in some places tripled, in some places actually quadrupled. If you look at the prices of things you purchased in 2019, fast forward to 2025, a lot of those things, you would be shocked how much they have grown just in terms of cost. For example, since the pandemic, inflation in many nations just went up. Okay, there were supply chain disruptions. The war in Ukraine was not helping. So all of those things just jacked inflation up a bit, and so all of a sudden your purchasing power was reduced. Now, inflation has started coming down in Europe and in the United Kingdom and in America. But if you're in Africa and in Nigeria, for example, the inflation is still over 30%. So the cost of living, which is something we just have to deal with, is one of the reasons why people live from paycheck to paycheck. Now, we will speak about solutions towards the end of the video. But just with regards to the cost of living, it's affecting everybody. And so the one thing you do not want to do is isolate yourself and make it look like this is now all about you and this is the challenge that you feel uniquely. No. Everyone in the country is going through the same inflation challenge. Everyone is going through the same high cost of living challenge. So maybe there are other factors that we will speak about as we go down this journey to ensure that you manage the things that are within your control. Another factor which is keeping people living from paycheck to paycheck is debt. Now, there's good debt and there's bad debt, okay? But this is not the video to speak about that. What I'm talking about now is borrowing for lifestyle. Borrowing for lifestyle. You want to borrow to buy that bag, that car, that anything that you're borrowing, and it's not borrowing to create an asset, but but technically you're borrowing to create a liability, you are going to get into bad debt quickly. And this gets worse, especially when you have credit card and you now have balance in there with very high interest rates. This is one of the biggest challenges for a lot of people and why they live on paycheck to paycheck. Credit cards are maxed out, high interest rates on the credit card. You have borrowed for lifestyle, and all of a sudden it just feels like the walls are beginning to close in on you. Okay, so it's important to pay off your high interest rate debts first, consolidate your debts for a lower interest rate, and then seek financial help from a financial advisor to create a debt repayment plan. Next reason is a lack of budgeting. Okay, now I did a video some time ago and I was very clear that if you don't tell your money where to go, your money will tell you where to spend it. So either way, everybody genuinely has a budget. Some people have created a budget. So people have created their budget for their finances. Some other people, their finances has created a budget for itself. But either way, you have a budget. And not tracking your expense and how much you get to put in different, I call them buckets, giving, feeding, things like that. You will find yourself short on cash at the end of the month and all of a sudden find out that you did not know where your money went. Okay, it's extremely important to create a budget to ensure that you know where your money is going. That way, you are able to manage your finances a lot better. Another reason is unexpected expenses, because it's easy sometimes to make it sound like, oh my God, everybody is not managing their finances very well. But the truth is, there are unexpected expenses. Okay, if you do not have medical insurance, for example, or if you do not live in a country where there's medical insurance, health could be an unexpected expense. Okay, a relative could be going through a tough time, and all of a sudden, unexpected expense. But that takes us to the next reason why you are living from paycheck to paycheck. Insufficient emergency fund. The purpose of having your emergency fund is saying, I have been able to build up, and many 9 to 5 people are in this trap. I have been able to build up an emergency fund such that if an emergency happens, I have a buffer of 6 months to 1 year of my living expense saved up, probably in a high interest savings account where I simply access it. So if anything negative happens, I am able to leverage that and I do not go into panic mode. So one reason why people live paycheck to paycheck is they have not built up their emergency fund. The next reason is high rent or high mortgage. A friend of mine told me several years ago, he said, look, if paying rent is a prayer point on your prayer list, you should pack out of that house and go to a more affordable house. So that sounded funny because now I tend to agree. It's paying back your rent, it's paying mortgage, it's something that is key, that is determining, that makes you lose sleep at night, that is number one on your prayer point list. Then you probably are living in a house that is too big for you. Okay? There are certain percentages of your income that should go to a mortgage. There's a certain percentage of your income that should go to a rent. Spending 50%, 60% of your income on rent or mortgage is going to leave you from paycheck to paycheck for a very long time. Okay? So consider moving to a more affordable place. Consider refinance to your mortgage at a lower rate. Some people now find out that they're taking the 5-bedroom apartment which they do not need. Do you want to rent out some room and get some money? These are some of the things that keep people from paycheck to paycheck. Here comes the bonus, guys. I always give the bonus. Poor financial planning. Now, not planning for expenses such as holiday, Okay. Children's education. Some people have kids who are 5 years old and you have not already started planning and asking yourself, how much may I need for this children's education over the next 15 to 20 years? What plan am I putting in place today to make sure that that does not become a source of drain? How am I setting things up today? Okay. If you do not plan for the future, well, guess what? Future is already planning for you. So it's extremely important to make financial plans with the future in mind. If you are 30 today, what do you want your finances to look like when you are 50? Okay, what skills do you have to ensure that the £100,000, $100,000, 100 million naira saving you want by that age is a reality? And this is very important. Create a financial plan that includes savings for these future goals. Okay? You want to know whether you are serious about your goal? Show me your financial plan that goes that this is the roadmap and this is exactly how I intend to get there. I consider working with a financial advisor to help you prioritize your plans accordingly. Look, living paycheck to paycheck doesn't have to be a permanent state of affairs. It's important to make that very clear. It does not have to be like this forever. Taking control of your finances is not only alleviating the stress on you, but it also empowers you to achieve your financial goal and enjoy a more secure and fulfilling life. I hope this helped premium. So, if you need further assistance, feel free to drop a comment. Feel free to send us an email. We will be happy to get back to you. Thank you, and see you on the next episode of 9 to 5 and Thriving. Do not forget to subscribe and share.